What's up, YouTube? It's been a long time. It's Trbailey823 here with my new teammate and best friend, Eddie North. Say hello, Eddie.
Hello, fam.
Alright, so as you guys all know, very recently Konami did what they called an adjusted Forbidden Unlimited list, and it's the first time they've done it. Unfortunately, I was not adjusted to being limited to one, but I will have to say that in terms of what happened for the game itself, I actually like this a lot. We wish it kind of happened after YCS Atlanta, but it's whatever at this point, I guess. Alright, so first off, if your pocketbook bled because you had to pick up all of your PayPay stuff, it's going to be bleeding a little bit more now because all of it's worth like $5. But we'll start here. Performage Plush Fire went from 3 to 0, which is a pretty drastic change, and so did Performage Damage Juggler. I think we expected these cards to get hit, but I don't think we expected either of them to be forbidden. I really thought Plush Fire would go to 1 and Juggler would probably stay at 3 or go to 1, but I guess they really just don't like this deck or what this engine's been doing, because it has been tearing up the game pretty much since they were released. What do you think about these cards getting forbidden? Does that surprise you a little?
It surprises me a lot because we've only had the real version of the deck for like a month, and they literally gave it no time at all and not even a chance to just neuter it a bit. They just pretty much gave it the big hammer.
Yeah, it's been really surprising. I mean, you look at decks like Nekroz, Burning Abyss, Shadal's. Well, they didn't hit Shadal's forever. They literally only hit Shadal's when they fled. Oh, wait a second. This deck we're coming out with called Pepe, it gets smacked around by Shadal's. So that's the first time that Shadal's really got touched, was his last list. I mean, unless you count Super Poly, which I really don't, because it's not really a Shadal card.
No.
I think the biggest surprise to me is that I really thought Damage Juggler was kind of a cool card for the game. I think flexible cards like that are actually pretty good for the game. And I liked how it was splashable in a lot of engines, but we know Konami doesn't like to have cards that are played in every deck. Like, you know, Book of Moon's still limited because they're worried about it being played at 3 of in decks again. They've written articles about it in the past. I thought it was pretty crazy to see both of them come from 0 or from 3 to 0. I don't think I've seen 2 cards like that just get completely annihilated on a list at the same time in forever. I mean, even Dragon Ruler survived multiple lists. I mean, I'm pretty mind blown by that. Nekroz and BA, I mean, both of them are still kind of okay. I mean, not having a Shrit's pretty insane, but I mean, looking at Nekroz, like, they took 3 lists to put it to where it's at now, and it's still scarily playable.
Just a little bit.
Tellarknight Ptolemaeus, like, this was obvious. We knew this was going to happen. We didn't know if it was going to happen now or later, but we knew it was going to happen. It was obvious. The card's just too good, realistically speaking. I mean, once you added Infinity to it, it kind of just put it over the top. Infinity is a kind of difficult card to create when you're playing decks that aren't Cyber Dragons. So when this card allowed you to make this card virtually for free, we knew this card was going to get hit, or they were just going to hit Infinity, but in reality, it really was Ptolemaeus that was the problem the whole time, because it was letting you do things like make Tiras, which was underplayed. You could make Durendal and have Droll and Lock combos. I mean, we knew this card was going to get hit. It was just a matter of, is it going to happen now or the list after the special edition? And surprisingly to me, Konami hit it before their special edition, which usually they like to make more money, so I'm really surprised. Did that surprise you that this stuff got hit before their special edition came out?
Yeah, I'm very surprised because now it feels like there's not going to be a lot of money in the set outside of things like Solemn Strike. I mean, the Dark Eclipser's like $5, Cosmojo's $5.
Right, they're one-of cards.
Yeah, and now Sorcerer's 20, I think.
25,
Infinity's
that's
like
crazy.
40.
Infinity's 20, 28.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't even make your money back off the boxes anymore, so who's going to want to buy the special editions just to hunt for strikes?
It's pretty crazy, but, you know, Strike's really good. That surprises me, too, because that card, you know, its counterparts, which are both a little bit better in each way, although Strike's a little more flexible, those cards are at a combined 1. So I'm surprised that card wasn't hit if they're just going to say fuck it. Now, when it comes to Performapal Skull Crobat Joker and Performapal Monkey Board, I'm actually not surprised at all that those cards are limited to 1. They're common cards, they're not money cards in the set, and having them both at 1 each really doesn't destroy any of the strategies. It just literally limits the ability to open them every game.
Right.
So to me, I wasn't surprised to see those limited at all. Maybe a little surprised because it's this early, but overall, I don't know, I didn't have an issue with these cards getting limited.
One of the things that I was talking with to my friends about was how hard they think that they're going to hit this deck, and I thought that they were going to give it one more ban list, but putting Joker to 1, I already figured that was going to happen, but if with 1 Joker, you can't go Monkey Board, search Joker, Joker, search Scale, Pendulum Summon Sorcerer, and then search those 2 cards to activate again next turn. Like, you couldn't do that if Joker was at 1 and Monkey Board was at 3, but now they just completely tore it up. So that surprised me a lot.
I was a little surprised I didn't really think Skullbat Joker was that big of an issue. I know that sounds kind of funny because the card's really strong and it searches a variety of different things.
Pendulum Stratos.
I definitely think that when it comes to those list of cards that are Stratos-like, it's definitely second on the list behind Stratos. But I was still surprised to see it get hit for it to get hit. I mean, if you got Effectiveness Pendulum Summon, this card's gone. Like,
right.
Undeniably gone. But I mean, the fact that you had to normal summon it in a deck where the normal summon was fairly important, I would say. I mean, I was surprised it got limited to an extent because I really don't feel like that was the main issue. I think the other cards were the bigger issue. But like I said, I have no problem with it going to 1. I understand why they did it. I just think that the drop off between Stratos and the other cards like Stratos are just very big, very large gap, and I didn't think Joker closed that gap as much as it needed to be limited. Then the other limited card was a no-brainer, Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. It had a couple of sets, so this card getting hit actually didn't bother me in the slightest. I felt like it needed to be hit actually because, well, it's kind of ignorant. But at the same time, it was actually one of the most well-written cards Yu-Gi-Oh's had in a while. I mean, they put the right stipulations on it to make it difficult for it to work properly, and they just didn't do enough.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did now.
I mean, but at the same time, with Draco Slayer at 3 and Plush Fire at 0, it doesn't have any combos. It's just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they were able to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm a little surprised that they did both. But at the same time, Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, limited for a reason. It's good enough. I actually thought they should have went the different route and hit the Draco Face-Off to 1.
Yeah.
Because Draco Face-Off was kind of ignorant. And it was also a card that, like, was really bad for the game. And they do this to a lot of cards. If a card's either really good when it's drawn or really bad when it's drawn, they don't like to have them. That's why they did with Trap Dust Shoot and other cards like that. I mean, Draco Face-Off was either extremely good for you or extremely bad. There were 2 opposite sides of the scale, and I really honestly thought that they would just hit Draco Face-Off instead of this, but...
Like a pendulum joke.
But yeah, I guess it was a pendulum joke, wasn't it? Then the other thing was the important card errata, which is actually an extremely interesting errata, because it really allows Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer to still be played and played at a high level. $25 or not, it might not stay that way for long. Well, obviously we know the first text was if you could destroy up to 2 cards you control, and you can add Performapal monsters with different names from your deck, except for Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer, and they were equal up to the monsters you destroyed. So like if you destroyed your Scale, they're monsters when they're destroyed, so you get to add them. But now you could do things like activate Brilliant Fusion, destroy the Brilliant Fusion, and a Seraphinite, or something along those lines, and you can get 2 cards. So it's actually pretty good, because I mean, there's a lot of good cards in the Performapal engine outside of Monkey Board and Joker. I mean, you also still have Guitar Turtle, which is a solid card. I'm not going to say it's great, because I think solid is a good word for it. But I mean, Lizard Draw is pretty good. I mean, people were playing Part Naga before the Bosch drop. So I mean, there's a lot of solid cards in the Performapal engine. But you know what, guys? I know it's been a while, and I appreciate you guys riding through with this. I plan on starting to do more videos again. It's just been really tough, you know. Life always, priorities should come first in Yu-Gi-Oh! And so now that I can't play as much as I used to, it's already kind of forced upon me, so... But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and of course, like my Facebook page. Subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.